Breaking news this evening, the New York Times reporting that special counsel Robert Mueller has decided to accept written answers from President Trump on questions about whether his campaign conspired with Russia's election interference. The so-called Russia collusion special counsel. Mueller didn't say that he was giving up on an interview altogether, but this certainly appears to be the case. Joining us tonight, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Tom, good to have you with us. Let me get first your reaction to these developments. The special counsel deciding to accept written answers to written questions.
Well, this should have been his the first thing he offered if he was interested in getting information from President Trump. It's not atypical to have a high-level government official submit written answers in response to questions, especially a president who has other things to do. So this is a major stand down from where Mr. Mueller was before, evidently. But, you know, in the end, I wouldn't cooperate if I were President Trump. I think Mr. Mueller is looking for an impeachment report that he can present to Congress through Rod Rosenstein, and Mr. Trump shouldn't participate in his own hanging.
So you're saying that he shouldn't even give accept written questions and offer
answer on Russia collusion? This special counsel knows there's no Russia collusion. At this point, it's just harassment.
Well, that's an interesting way to look at it. And you have also, you and Judicial Watch have, thanks to your good offices and efforts, we know now that there have been no hearings held by the FISA courts before issuing warrants, particularly in the case on Page. What is going on here? Why is none of this being investigated? Why is it not, and frankly, why is the president not ordering the release of this and declassifying all of that paperwork and putting it in front of the American people and this special counsel so we can get a little clear picture on who Robert Mueller really is?
Well, we know the FISA court process isn't working. You had the government gaming the system, the Justice Department and the FBI lying to the courts by withholding material information, the courts not giving a rat's tail in terms of holding a government to account, and just blithely approving warrants targeting the sitting president of the United States. I mean, how's that appropriate under our rule of law system?
Well, I don't think it's, I don't even, to be honest with you, Tom, I mean, I don't think that there's any question about propriety here. This is about a vicious attack on a sitting president, a conspiracy among the FBI's top echelon, and by the way, across all departments, as well as the Department of Justice, and, you know, who knows what else within the federal government, and certainly the Democratic National Committee and the Hillary Clinton campaign. And we're watching this proceed.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the point you're making about releasing the documents, so the record is the FOIA application warrant, the warrants. Only part of them have been released to Judicial Watch. There are other pages that can be declassified, which the president needs to do, because that's the record. There's no hearing, so there's no record of the court talking to the Justice Department in an official way. So the court made a decision based on a document. And we only have part of the document. We know the part we have shows dishonesty, the Clinton DNC dossier, the omissions about Steele's relationships with Orr and things like that. What else is the Justice Department hiding from us that they lied to the courts about? The president should declassify that to expose the corruption.
Is the president, in your judgment, being told by his attorneys not to declassify?
I think the deep state is telling him not to declassify. My instinct is he's going to declassify additional materials because what we have now is a result of his earlier declassification decisions, which overruled the deep state. He'll do it again, I trust.
It's difficult, I think, for most people to appreciate what we are witnessing in the confirmation hearings of Judge Brett Kavanaugh. What we watched today in an admitted coordinated attack on Republicans on that committee, on the committee itself, by the Dems. This is the ugliest display, and I include the Bork debacle. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It had nothing to do with the constitutional responsibility, with the national interest. This was a group of leftists attacking the Senate Judiciary Committee, its rules, its Republican members, and the nation. It was awful.
I said that there's an air of violence, intimidation, and lawlessness. And the fact you had all those three elements at a hearing for a Supreme Court justice nomination shows you the left has a fundamental dislike for the rule of law in the U.S. Constitution. Those protesters weren't protesting. They were engaging in illegal activity, disrupting a lawful hearing. And those arrests were not peaceful arrests. They were resisting arrest, it looks like, if you look at the videos, right, assuming the media is going to cover this. That was an awful situation, and that disruption was against the law.